Let's start the rematch from 2019. Jordy Smith versus Italo Ferreira. A rematch of the final. This time, a couple of heats earlier in the quarterfinals. Jordy from South Africa finishing off his first ride against Italo. And Ferreira, the goofy foot, holding priority, is always going to surf a very active heat. He's going to try to get the crowd behind him.
Well, Jordy said, no thanks, I'm going to take the first wave of the heat. And he goes up and vertical. Beautiful flow from Jordy Smith, one of the most flowy surfers on tour. Gets the finish, so good start here for Jordy. Not going to be a massive number.
As we see just a quick look out the back for the next wave, just shuts down quickly. Conditions dramatically changed from what we had this morning. As we go back to backhand surfing, Jordy Smith crushing another solid backhand turn. Through the inside, snap to slide, and Jordy's down. So trying to move quickly against Italo. It's usually what Ferreira's doing to control the energy in the start of a heat. I wonder if Jordy thought about that when this horn went up. We'll take a look at Jordy's last wave.
So out of this right, he went and paddled up the beach. Boom, there's a little left for him. That's kind of what happens sometimes when you get clicked into rhythm. Not massive numbers. Got himself a 5 and a 4.5. Would have loved to have completed that last move to add another half point maybe.
Priority with Italo. Interesting that he's just getting started now. Italo setting up the backhand, quick to the lip and falling on his first opportunity. Now let's hear from Tatiana Weston-Webb on the beach with Shannon. Catching up to the end of the opener of Italo Ferreira. Slamming it shut, clean backhand surfing. His home break is a running right-hander where you see just so many clips on his social media. We're just being entertained by Italo's clips. What do you think about this start, Pete?
I liked it, smaller wave, good surfing on it. You know, not something I expect from Italo really. You know, usually it's major fireworks, but I like what he's doing here. He's constructing a heat. He realizes there's a couple mid-range scores there, so he wants to just keep pace. Got himself a wave that was going to give him that opportunity. He's probably going to get a number here that's going to rival the 5.0 of Jordy Smith.
Just solid backhand turns. It's like you're always anticipating him to try to go huge above the lip. That's what he did against Jordy in the final, where he had a section like that, and he just does that backhand full rotation. He actually started the final with a 10-point ride. Jordy's been mixing it up quite a bit from turns to barrels to get this far. Not really too much in this event above the lip. Off the bottom, full rotation, stomps it. Italo Ferreira combos it up with a big front side float.
So crazy how, you have to compete against somebody who can do that on the regular, especially in these types of winds. I mean, how beautiful was that landing? It was just cushioned. He just knows how to land just the tail just ever so slightly to just make it so easy for him. It looks soft. You know, you don't always get this type of conditions, but just look at how he was able to steer it in the wind. Even though it wobbled under his feet, he had control and gets a finish. Big number. Lead is now changed.
Very impressive for Italo. It was only a matter of time, wasn't it, Pete?
Yeah, and just look at this in slow motion. Gets the feet, and he puts it into the wind, and you can see when he has the tail, it kind of lifts. He rotates around, no worries, doesn't blow out from under his feet because he knows how to control it. And then the finish here, easy. Once he does that air on the first turn, that's critical. Judges will love it.
Into the wind, he can combo it up. His feet are perfect. He never has to hesitate to shuffle his feet around. There he goes, throwing the fins towards the flats. Incomplete there. Now rolling in here. The South African checking out a left. Hard off the bottom. Belts it perfectly. Drills another backhand open face hook. Inside corners kind of shutting that one down. It'll hold him to 2 turns.
I feel like it was pretty important for him to complete that last move. I mean, throughout this event so far, those falls at the end have been factoring into the score. You know, you want to have that complete clean finish. You know, you're only getting a certain amount of opportunities per wave with turns. So having that fall at the end factors in. But those were 2 nice, beautiful hooks. Rails, that's how he gets so much speed. This was the 6.33, so a little comparison for you. He did get the finish on the right. That felt like, to me, a little more critical sections. You can see it's more steep on the face and more vertical. This one will probably come underneath both of these scores, to be honest. I think that the right was just a little flatter face. You need to be more vertical on the face to get those bigger numbers.
16:45 to go. Italo with priority. We'll watch Jordy commit to this right. Wind absolutely howling behind him. He'll throw down a front side carve. Hits it vertically. Nice rhythm into the third move. A nice cut back to kick out. Jordy's wave before was his best so far. The two-turn combination on his backhand, 6-3-3.
It is a good size set wave, but you see how it sets up. He just loads up, springs into each and every maneuver. One of the things that he makes it look so easy, where he gains all his speed. He's not pumping his board. He just kind of, the way he moves his body.
13 minutes on the clock. Italo, 7.67 and a 4.7, is looking interested in this wave. Looks like he is committed now. Driving down the line, big section, full rotation, landing hard in the flats. Incomplete. That's how close Italo gets to excellent scores on an absolute closeout. Yeah, and he's so well prepared to land hard. Doesn't mind taking a free fall straight into the flats. He's spinning around now. Jordy just letting this thing go through. An insider for Italo. Hard off the bottom. There's that front side slash in the pocket, throwing the fins towards the beach. Nails the rotation and snaps it shut on the inside.
There's a little 3-footer on the inside, and he turns it into a score. And again, that's what world champions do. That's what Italo does. See this one here. This is a smaller wave. You know, it's a head-high wave, but it had a nice line on it. So he gets the maneuver in. So he's getting the combination of major moves as he gets the rotation like that, and a finish. I mean, 3 solid turns on a mid-sized set wave. Jordy had to hear the crowd once again, and this is where I was talking about how the crowd can play in. That's always tough when the crowd just goes bananas, and you can hear it very clearly.
Oh, it definitely affects your rhythm. 40 on the clock. Italo finding some space under priority of Jordy Smith. A bigger wall. Nice clean hook on the open face. Great transition. Wrapping cut back. Now looking to ramp up. Big tail hook to the sky. Stomps a reverse. And a healthy looking 3-turn combo. Italo is on the loose, Pete.
He's on fire, and that's what happens. He gets into beast mode. This wave here, again, on the paddle back out, kind of goes over to him. You can feel like the rhythm is with Italo. Beautiful rail-to-rail arcs here. And you think, oh, well, this wave's not going to even give him an opportunity. But he knows how to do airs on every style of section. This one here, he doesn't have a ton of speed, so he pokes it towards the beach, gets the tail high, and wafts it around. No worries for him. I mean, and again, he can do it at all speeds, all sections, backside or frontside. And so that makes him so lethal, and especially in these types of waves, these beach breaks.
But he was looking at the big picture, 34 years of age now, and his main goal was still to have longevity on tour and to win a world title one day. With some speed and a huge ramp, big torque into the wind. He nailed a similar one of those in the opening round. 6:25 remaining in this first quarterfinal. Rolling in after a few minutes of patience. He'll end up throwing away priority. Maybe that'll free up Jordy Smith now to roam a bit.
And that is, that's between the ears, right? It's a belief that he has and has always had.
Here comes Italo pulling the trigger with priority on a smaller wave. Pulls in and shuts down. That's exactly what Jordy needed with 1:50 to go.
Yeah, that was a weird decision for me. Maybe he thought that wave was going to barrel, but it didn't seem like it was. So, yeah, a little bit of an error there.
30 seconds. Here comes Jordy Smith committing with priority, and that looks like a tough wave to work with. Still has some speed off the bottom. He just has to throw away. Italo will float his way to victory with back-to-back wins over Jordy Smith at Super Tubos. He moves on to the semifinals and still looking solid to potentially continue his hot streak as he's chasing 3 wins in a row here in Peniche.